This is the type of video that I really enjoy making. If you recall back to how the Detroit Lions can make the playoffs last year, I'll put that up top so you can go ahead and jog your memory. When we were 1-6, I was talking about the playoffs, and I just kept hope alive until it wasn't. And it literally took to the last game of the season. At this time, the Detroit Lions were 4-6 after starting 1-6. We had won 3 straight. We had the Buffalo Bills coming to town on Thanksgiving, and we almost pulled it off. Michael Badgley. Man, tough times. But this is, I enjoy doing this. And now for the first time in my YouTube career, I do not have to put together this wicked scenario of how the Detroit Lions can squeak into the playoffs. Now it is more about how we can secure the first seed. Now, for those of you who are not a fan of this, I understand. All right. You don't have to put it in the comment section. As a matter of fact, just don't even watch the video. Give it a thumbs down for all I care. This is what I enjoy doing. There are some people who love this. Okay. So let us enjoy our time. I get a lot of comments about let's win a division first. Let's win a playoff game first. Blah, da, 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 right? Who cares about all that stuff? We have an opportunity for the first seed. What are we worried about division and playoff? Right? I don't understand. So if you want to stay where you are, that's fine. But if you want to come along for this ride with me, then let's take a fantastic voyage. Okay. So I have gone through a scenario that I want to run back past you guys. Now, when I did this last week, a lot of you were saying it's very unlikely that the San Francisco 49ers will run the table and so on and so forth. Well, I don't remember what I did last week. Maybe I had them winning, 8, 9 in a row. But don't forget, last season, they did exactly that. The only reason they lost the game is because they had no quarterback facing the Philadelphia Eagles, who, by the way, they play next week. So the Philadelphia Eagles, their fortune is going to run out eventually. All right, so let's do this. We're going to go to the ESPN playoff machine. I love this machine. Comes out the Wednesday of week 11 of the season. So last Wednesday was the first time it came out. Now, as you can see here, I have the Detroit Lions 14-3, and I'll show you that one loss. That one loss is not going to change for me. I have, spoiler alert, in week 17, I just have us losing against the Dallas Cowboys. There's something about the Dallas Cowboys that we just can't get past. But maybe we drop a game somewhere else and we actually beat, especially in Jerry World. That's a tough place to play. We just cannot beat the Cowboys for whatever reason. So I have the Detroit Lions finishing the season 14-3. They're going to win all their games except the Dallas Cowboys. Like I said, give or take, you can take that one in and put another one. Maybe you say Minnesota, maybe you say in Chicago, which I doubt, or maybe you say this. I have the Seattle Seahawks. From the way that I did it, I have the Seattle Seahawks, the 7th seed, San Francisco 49ers finishing 3-4. The Seattle Seahawks are 9-8. The Minnesota Vikings, this is tough right here. I got them 10-7. I didn't even realize that. And that's the 6th seed. The Philadelphia Eagles, the 3rd seed. After one loss, they'll drop 3 more. The Dallas Cowboys 12-5, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers winning the South at 10-7. Just on the outside, I want to say is the LA Rams. Now, there's some, of course, and that's what I love this thing. I love this thing because each week it can be different. You have upsets, you have last second wins, you have all these different things. So this changes, and this is why I enjoy doing it every week. Lions could win against the Dallas Cowboys, but they could fall against another team. So I really enjoy doing this. Now, it's something that this is how I think this is going to go, and this is what I was referring to yesterday. I think that this game in week 18 is going to be extremely important right here. Okay, and this could very well come down to the number 1 seed, okay, for the Detroit Lions, or something else. Check this out. If we make the Rams win that game, look what happens. The Eagles bump up to the 2nd seed, the 49ers fall to the 3rd seed, and the LA Rams would go to Philadelphia to play the Philadelphia Eagles. Minnesota would go to San Francisco, and then Dallas would go to Tampa Bay. I think that Dallas is going to be the 5th seed no matter what. I don't think they're going to top the Eagles. So I think that it's going to be either 5-3 or 5-2. I think Dallas they've been in this spot for a while because the Eagles have just had their number for a while, and they put them to the 5th seed, because the loser of whoever doesn't win the division. Remember the NFC least or East used to be NFC least. Now it's like NFC beast. Last year, all 4 teams almost made it to the playoffs. So check this out. Now, here's why this seed is, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, that I wanted to go into more detail about just how important the games are and how important that first seed is. If we look at the first seed, the Detroit Lions would have the first round bye. They would play the winner, the lower seed, right? So you have last year, all the home teams won except the Minnesota Vikings were the 2nd seed. No, they were the 3rd seed, because the Seattle Seahawks were the 6th seed. No, the Seattle Seahawks were the 7th seed because we almost made it. So the Minnesota Vikings won the division. They were the 3rd seed. They hosted the New York Giants. So the home team, all but one home team on both sides of both conferences, won their playoff game. So if the Detroit Lions get in the bye week, you have the Rams take on the Eagles, the Minnesota Vikings. If any one of these teams lose or win, they would come to the Detroit Lions. So what realistically could you see happening? Realistically, I could see the Dallas Cowboys beating Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that means Dallas would come to Ford Field. We could get a nice little divisional rematch from 2014. But in the rare chance that the Los Angeles Rams could go into Philadelphia and beat them, we would play Stafford in the divisional round in the playoffs. Now, if the Detroit Lions cannot secure the first seed, most likely, in my opinion, they're going to, because the Eagles and the San Francisco 49ers play each other, somebody has to lose. Either way, that helps the Detroit Lions, that the Detroit Lions could be the 2nd seed. And the LA Rams would still need that week 18 win to get into the playoffs. And then guess who would be here? Your Detroit Lions. So the Los Angeles Rams would travel to the Detroit Lions and play Jared Goff versus Matthew Stafford. Realistically, because the Lions are playing from behind, we need a ton of help. We need the Buffalo Bills to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. We need the San Francisco 49ers to beat the Philadelphia Eagles. So then we need those 2 teams, because we're trying to hold off the San Francisco 49ers and take over from the Philadelphia Eagles. So we're in like a win-win situation. I really see, unless the Philadelphia Eagles start losing and they drop a bunch of games, because they are 9-1. They have 7 games to go. And if I look at their schedule, we'll wrap the video up because I didn't have this pulled up. If I look at the Eagles' schedule for the remainder of the season, they have a tough schedule, but they've been winning their games. They play the Bills. So let's take a look real quick. I got a few minutes left. Let's take a look real quick at their schedule for the remainder of the season. I'm trying to see the Eagles go here. Then I have to go to their schedule here, full schedule. All right, let's bring them in. They take us to their website or they're part of the. Okay, so let's go down here. They've been escaping a lot of these games. So the Buffalo Bills are trying to fight for their playoff lives. So this one is losable. This one's losable. This one's losable. They have 4 tough games, and I would have to believe that they're going to drop at least one of these. But it's quite possible they could go 2-2. They could lose to 2 of these teams. They could beat 2 of these teams. They could, either way, they could also go 0-4. I mean, you never know. And then they got the Giants, Arizona Cardinals, and then the Giants. But the Giants could be trying to play spoiler. We never know, right? So I think these next 4 games are going to be very tough for the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think that they could I think they're going to go 2-2 between those 4 games, which would put them 3 losses on the season. And then you never know if that 4th loss would come from. So there's why That's how we can get the number 1 seed. I would really prefer the number 1 seed. There's a free game to the Super Bowl. You take the easiest schedule, and every game, all roads go through Detroit. But that 2nd seed isn't too shabby either, because there is a way that you can host the conference championship game. So either way, the Detroit Lions 1 seed would be great. The 2nd seed, not too shabby either. Remember when we used to get buys in the 2nd seed? That's crazy. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Hopefully you enjoy these type of videos. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions.